A crime spree in Beaverton sends a 79-year-old woman to the hospital. This morning, police are asking for your help before anybody else gets hurt.
Portland mourns for Pittsburgh's Jewish community. Leaders are standing in solidarity after the worst anti-Semitic mass shooting in U.S. history.
Also, we're not out of the severe weather woods just yet. Rod is monitoring the latest round of storms after a weekend of torrential rain, hail, even a tornado in North Portland.
Plus, in focus this morning, how to spot a pet scam.
Your judgment gets clouded really quickly when you see those puppy eyes, right?
Absolutely. Kyla Boshi investigates the ways criminals are using cute puppies to bait you into sending them cash.
And we give you a look at the west side commute right now. Highway 26 got a little fender bender action on the ramp from 26 eastbound to southbound 217. Beaverton police actually telling us no injuries with that crash, but the roads are a little wet. So,
yeah,
you know the drill, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I say thanks for joining us on a Monday morning. Chris actually has a Driving Me Crazy, the parking edition, coming up a little bit later.
Got two really good photos here.
We're going to get crazy. We talked about weather being crazy this weekend, and it's not through yet.
No, I think we have this storm threat continue at least into early this afternoon. And after yesterday's look at the Wells Fargo camera, that could mean heavy downpours, hail, thunder, lightning, and yes, we had that weak tornado in North Portland. We'll talk more about that coming up. So this could be a repeat scene at your place. This was yesterday up in Hazeldale. RJ Jacoby sending that one in. Maybe you saw a similar picture at your place. For the time being, we have no lightning on the radar, and for the most part, it's just rainy areas, nothing more, nothing less. And that will be continuing, as I said, at least into early this afternoon. More in the forecast coming up.
See you then. Thank you, Rod. It's 6:01. Beaverton police are searching for two men this morning after they went on a crime spree over the weekend, and that includes carjacking and injuring a woman. KGW's Tim Gordon is joining us now live in Beaverton. And Tim, that woman who was hurt is 79 years old.
Yeah, Brenda, she is, and she probably has a dislocated hand, according to her family. She was taken to the hospital, shaken up as well, but she should be okay in the end. This crime spree, though, it started here in this parking lot of Consignment Northwest. This is just off of Southwest Allen Boulevard. This is where Beaverton police say a different woman was robbed yesterday afternoon. They say two men approached her and demanded cash while showing a weapon. After the robbery, they ran off. Police believe they ended up about a mile away where they carjacked that 79-year-old woman. She just dropped off her grandkids when she was carjacked. Her son says it all happened very fast.
The guy said, "Get out of the car, Grandma." Just like that. Just yanked her out, and the car was even rolling the street. He chased it, jumped in it.
Now, police describe one of the suspects as Hispanic. He was wearing a black raincoat, black jeans, and a black cap. The other suspect, a thin black man with dark glasses, a hooded gray sweatshirt, and dark sweatpants. Both men believed to be in their 20s. Police say they stole a green 2007 Mitsubishi Lancer from that woman with Oregon plate 800 EMJ-MA. Pretty scary, and apparently a random attack we're talking about here. So if you have any information, police definitely want to get these two guys off the street. Call Beaverton Police if you can help. Guys, back to you.
Absolutely awful. Tim, thank you. Police say a Washington mother is on the run after kidnapping her 4-year-old daughter. Police issued an Amber Alert on Saturday and think they may be heading to Mexico. Last Thursday, police say 21-year-old Esmeralda Lopez took her daughter Aranza during a court-supervised visit at the Vancouver Mall. Esmeralda doesn't have custody. Investigators suspect she was also involved in a robbery on Northeast 62nd just hours before the kidnapping. Neighbors shot this cell phone video of the SWAT team responding. Police say she helped 3 men rob another man. They allegedly took his car and credit cards. Last night, police arrested one of the suspects, but 2 others are on the run. Now, police think Esmeralda is driving the stolen car. It's a 2005 red Chevy Cobalt with Washington plates BLK 1552. If you have any information, call police right away.
Vigils were held all over the country to honor the lives lost in the attack at a Pittsburgh synagogue over the weekend. On Saturday, 11 worshipers were killed before the accused shooter in the attack got into a shootout with police.
And the gunfire lasted 20 minutes before the suspect finally surrendered. He's due in court later today, and prosecutors say they are seeking the death penalty. Here's NBC's Jay Gray.
Memorials overnight in this grieving city, pulled together by its pain.
We needed to be here because at times like these, we need community. We need the comfort of each other. We need love, not hate.
Hate unleashed, federal agents say, by 46-year-old Robert Bowers as he burst through the doors of the Tree of Life Synagogue with an assault rifle and 3 high-powered pistols.
I heard what sounded like gunshots, smelled gunpowder.
When the shooting stopped, 11 were dead, 6 more, including 4 police officers, wounded. Initial court filings show Bowers told arresting officers, quote, "They're committing genocide to my people. I just want to kill Jews." His social media history is littered with anti-Semitic hate speech and includes a cryptic post just before the attack that reads in part, "Screw your optics, I'm going in." Jeffrey Myers is the rabbi at Tree of Life.
My holy place has been defiled.
Speaking for the first time since the attack and promising, like so many here,
we will rebuild to be a stronger tree, offering a new light
after the darkest and likely deadliest attack ever on a Jewish community in America. Jay Gray, NBC News, Pittsburgh.
We are grieving with the victims in Pittsburgh and their families over the unspeakable loss.
The Portland community came together in the wake of this tragedy. Yesterday, hundreds filled the sanctuary of Congregation Beth Israel in Northwest Portland for a peace gathering. The message was very clear. Hate will not be tolerated. Leaders from different religions, politicians, community members, they all came together to show an act of hate and violence will not tear the community apart.
We will not tolerate discrimination and bigotry against anyone, and we will work together to promote peace in this state.
At one point, everyone stood as the names of the 11 victims of the Pittsburgh shooting were read. The crowd also linked arms and swayed as they sang, "We shall overcome."
Today, Pacific University will hold a vigil to remember the victims. It starts at 7 p.m. on the patio of the University Center, and everyone is welcome. The Today Show will also have much more coming up this morning at 7 o'clock. Savannah Guthrie is live in Pittsburgh talking more about the victims, the suspect's past, the charges he's facing, and President Trump's response to this tragedy.
It is 6:07 now. Time for some quick news headlines in your morning rush. The man accused of sending 14 pipe bombs to prominent Democrats will be charged in federal court today. 56-year-old Cesar Sayoc faces 48 years in prison. He will appear before a Miami judge. Sayoc is a Trump supporter. Police arrested him Friday morning in Florida, where he allegedly made the bombs in his van. A recovery effort is underway off the coast of Indonesia after a plane crashed into the sea after takeoff. 189 people were on board. Searchers recovered some remains and plane debris. The Lion Air jet was only a couple months old, but last night engineers had to repair an unspecified technical problem. Fireworks for Brazil's next president, Jair Bolsonaro, the far-right candidate, won the runoff with 56% of the votes. He also survived a near-fatal stabbing earlier this year on the campaign trail. He's promised to crack down on crime. Well, 2 lucky people are waking up a lot richer this morning. They both had the winning numbers in Saturday's Powerball jackpot. They will split almost $688 million. One winner is from Iowa, the other is from Harlem, New York. And a big congratulations to Boston. The Red Sox World Series champions for the 4th time in 15 years. They beat the LA Dodgers on the road in Game 5. The Red Sox will return to Boston and continue their celebration with their fans. And that's your morning rush.
You know, Rob, I was going to say there was a 5-game World Series.
Yes.
But it's really like they played 6 because on Friday night, Game 3 went 18 innings. An 18-inning game.
And then I asked the question.
Crazy.
I asked the question, what's more embarrassing, to be swept in the World Series or to take 18 innings to win the one game that you did win?
Well, they did take it to 5 games. They did take it to 5 games, so they weren't swept.
But I would argue that's the more embarrassing. It took him 18. I'd rather be swept than to take 18 innings and win one game.
Yeah. When you were talking, Rod was doing this.
Oh, I'm just jealous of Boston.
I know you are.
One of their sports wins
All
a
their sports
championship like every other year. It's crazy. I'm jealous. All right, real quick, I do want to give you the official report from the National Weather Service on that weak tornado that hit North Portland yesterday, rated as an F0. That would mean winds were anywhere from 65 to 85 miles per hour in terms of the peak gusts. Weather Service here in their storm report talking about some minor tree damage in several locations, and 3 semi-truck trailers that were parked near Marine Drive flipped over on the asphalt that they were sitting on. No reports of any injuries from that, thank goodness. Another headline, by the way, that storm threat continuing. I think we get more thunderstorms today, at least the chance is good that we will. This was Santiam Pass earlier this morning. Yes, that is snow. And by the way, Timberline Lodge now reporting, bam, 5 inches of new snow on the parking lot. They could see up to 8 inches now, it looks like, during the day today up at Timberline. The radar, right now, this is mainly just rain. The yellow pockets to the south of Portland, some heavier spots, but just gentle showers right now as you're driving into the city center itself. So for the time being, fingers crossed, we don't have any stormy weather. We have 50s from Kelso all the way down into Salem and on the forecast map. We are still eyeing the threat of hail and big-time downpours and thunderstorms at least into this afternoon at the coast and into the valleys. As you look at high temperatures in the 50s to about 60 degrees, it looks like the storm threat winds down later today, and then the rain chance ends tonight, at least for a little while. And there's that forecast for Timberline Lodge with the snow up there. Chris McGinnis earlier showed some snowflakes at Government Camp. Out in the gorge, there's a storm threat here as well. 7-day forecast. Dry tomorrow, and then rain Tuesday overnight into Wednesday morning. Right now, we're hoping that rain breaks into at least scattered showers for trick-or-treat hours on Wednesday, Chris.
But even if it doesn't, we're used to it, right? All right, Rod, let's give you a look actually from a photo. This is from Beaverton Police. I told you about that crash on the ramp from Highway 26 to southbound 217. There it is. The car spun out facing the wrong direction. No injuries with that, luckily, but that one lane of that 2-lane ramp is still blocked. The other traffic issue this morning, actually from a rockfall yesterday south of Oregon City near the Kanawha Bluff above 99E and northbound 99E. Those lanes are still blocked, so your best bet to get around that this morning is probably to use South End Road. Guys?
All right, thank you, Chris.